Hi everyone, my name is Tori, this is Novel Life, and welcome back to my channel. And welcome to, I think is going to be a new series here on my channel. So every 3 months, I'll sit down and talk about my favorites. That's going to be statistics for books. That's going to be like what my favorite reads are, accessories for reading, makeup products, skincare products, things I'm loving, life things, like anything like that, favorites that I've been loving. Now, I asked if you guys wanted a chatty video about this, and you guys said yes. So I am here to deliver that. I'm here. Also, I really love this little cardigan that I have on with this like pink shirt. I am living for the pink today. Living for the pink because I have to get my nails done soon and the pink is going to go away, so I'm embracing that. Anyway, I'm very chatty already. Oh my gosh. Anyway, I have my water next to me. A lot of these things I've had since Christmas. A lot of like the skincare stuff that I'm going to talk about and makeup I've had since Christmas. I have some Kindle accessories that I got for Christmas. One thing is a little bit newer. I have some phone accessories too, but I'm going to start with some book statistics because I feel like a lot of you guys follow me to chat about books, but they'll have timestamps linked in the description box below. From January to March, I'm not counting anything in April that I've read so far. I've read 44 books in the first quarter of 2024. Now, some people will be like, oh my god, that's a lot. Some people might be like, that's not up to your normal numbers. You're absolutely right. My reading has slowed down since I've become like an author assistant, and I really work for myself and I really work from home because trying to balance everything, I just want to work all the time and I can't always listen to an audiobook, so that makes sometimes like carving out reading time harder, but my audiobooks have been really pushing that number. So I had 7 ebooks, 34 audiobooks, and I think 3 physical books. That's crazy considering I used to be like an ebook only reader, and I'd have like the numbers for ebook and audio would be switched. I don't always read that many physical books just because they're harder to hold, but yeah, I've had 19,198 pages, which is pretty good. I mean, it makes me mad that I'm like 2 pages off from 19,200, but it's fine. I've had 15 5-star reads. I've had 13 4-star reads, 15 3-star reads, no 2 stars, 1 1-star, and 3 DNFs. Because this is actually from my reading journal. I will round it up or down depending on how I felt about the book. It's also how I rate it on Goodreads. So Goodreads doesn't actually have half stars, but my reading journal, there's a page. Let me go get my reading journal actually. So there's actually a page in my reading journal that is dedicated to tracking your statistics. So this is what it looks like, and they don't have half stars. So I just do it based on what I rated things on Goodreads. So yeah, I would say I'm very happy about the 15 5-stars, but then I'm not happy about the 15 3-stars. I, for the next quarter, want to read better books, but my reading in like the end of February and beginning of March and middle of March has just been okay. I just had like okay reads, you know what I mean? So I want to really start just like trying to be conscious of what I'm reading so my statistics are better. Now, I had, like I said, 15 5-star reads. The first one is Fear the Flames, which is a romantasy. I had a reread of Devil in Winter by Lisa Kleypas. I read One Dark Window and Two Twisted Crowns by Rachel Gillig. That duet was amazing. I read The Notorious Lord Knightley, Loving Romeo, Twilight of Embers, House of Sky and Breath, which was a reread. I did Ashes of You by Catherine Cowles, Serpentine Valentine by Gianna Darling. I had He's Not My Type by Megan Quinn, which technically was a 4.5 star that I rounded up. House of Flame and Shadow, which was a 5-star. Long Way Home by Jessa Hastings. It's actually Magnolia Park's Long Way Home by Jessa Hastings. That was a reread that I gave 5 stars. And then I had The Woman by Kristen Hanna, and then Unsteady by Peyton Corinne, which was a reread that I gave 5 stars. So that was all my 5 stars. I don't want to touch on them too much because, like I said, you can see in my wrap-ups, like I chat about every single book that I've read. But yeah, I definitely want to read more. Not like good books, but I really want to enjoy the books that I'm reading. Now, I do have something over on my Instagram, which is like a template that I use. I do make like reading templates where you can track your like monthly reading and then like currently reading just graphics. But I did make a graphic where I post my top book of each month. So for the month of January, which these are the 3 I'm going to talk about. These were all 5-star reads. Almost 5-star read. My best book of January was House of Flame and Shadow. So I feel like I'm in the minority of people who really liked House of Flame and Shadow as a super fan of Sarah J. Maas. I've read everything that she's published. fantasy-wise. I have not read the Catwoman thing, but I've read everything, and so, like, I'm very immersed in her universe, and I thought this was an amazing read. I like what she did. I also had zero expectations going into this book, and maybe that is why I loved it so much, but I cried, I teared up, I loved this book. It was just perfection in my eyes. It's thick. I feel like this was just like a really good read. I don't know when I'm gonna reread it because I feel like I'm still like not over everything that happened in this book, but romantasy and fantasy has really been dominating my reading. All of my higher rated books have been romantasy. I'm definitely not mad about that, but this is my favorite of January that I absolutely loved. Now, this year, I've said this, that I want to discover my love of historical fiction again, and I read The Women by Kristen Hanna in February, and this was my favorite book of February. This was my only 5-star in February, and let me tell you, this historical fiction was absolutely beautiful. It was beautifully written. I mean, I know Kristen Hanna has wrote a lot of other books. I've read some of her other books, and I just think that she does an amazing job just really like honing in on the story that she wants to tell. And this was so powerful. It's like all about the Vietnam War. We have our female character who is, you know, trying to get in and trying to go overseas and be and fight and do something more than just being a housewife, that what her parents and have kind of like set up for her. So she joins, I think it's the army, to follow in her brother's footsteps. Her brother is an officer. And then she learns her brother is kind of like missing in action, I think, or he's like presumed dead. And so that just like spurs her on even more. And when she goes overseas, she sees a lot of things that the government hasn't been telling the American people, basically that they're losing the war. And it's very gruesome, very graphic in this book, but I think it tells such a beautiful story, that the way that she did it. And I loved it. I loved it. And as a romance reader, there's really not a romance in here. There are romantic relationships throughout the book, but there's not like a huge HEA at the end. Like, that's not why you read historical fiction. But I loved it. I thought it was beautiful. Best book February. Very happy with this one. I am trying to read one historical fiction a month, so that's definitely something I want to continue on in the rest of the year. But my best book of March, which I didn't have, besides Unsteady by Peyton Corinne, which I reread, that was a 5-star read. My only other like favorite book of the month was The Brightest Light of Sunshine by Lacina Coney. This is a contemporary romance, and it is a ballerina tattoo artist. Strangers to friends to lovers. If you're a fan of Friends to Lovers, this book is perfect. Absolutely perfect for you. I loved it. I loved just how emotional this book was. I gave it 4.5 stars. There were like 2 or 3 things that like you could tell. I don't know if this is her first book that she's published, but you could tell, like, you know, she has some kinks to work out with her writing, but I thought it was I just savored this book. It's been a while since I read a contemporary romance that I savored, and I loved this book. Absolutely loved this book. It was beautifully written. I picked this up at Barnes & Noble because I saw it and I was not expecting to see it. I do have the second book on my TBR for April. I do hope I get to it. I have it downloaded in Kindle Unlimited. This is in Kindle Unlimited as well. I think that the dynamic of friends to lovers was perfect in this book. I think it developed perfectly. We have our main male character. He's actually like, he takes over guardianship of his little sister who's 4 years old, even though he's almost 30. Obviously, there was different dads involved with his mother. His mother is not doing great. Her sister's father is not doing great. And then you have our female character who, you know, she's just trying to go through life, but it's kind of not a brother's best friend because it's not her brother, it's her cousin that is really close to our main male character. So it's kind of like that brother's best friend aspect where she thinks of her cousin as a brother, like she doesn't have a sibling. So it is like a little bit forbidden in that way. And I love this book. Loved it. So those were my top reads of each month for January, February, March. Now, moving on to some like bookish items that I absolutely loved this first quarter. My reading journal. I've actually done such a good job keeping up with this reading journal. Now, everyone always asks me where I get this from. Little Inklings Designs. It is a Canadian-based company. I don't know if this is still in stock. Little Inklings has a lot of different planners, depending on like what you need, basically. And I got this, I think, right before Christmas or around Black Friday because I saw it on, I think, like TikTok maybe. I don't know where I saw them at, actually. But I really like it. They have like different things, different ways to track your reading. And I do reading journal. I do journal journaling over on my Patreon. I want to say every 2 weeks, but it's been once a month, but I'm going to try and do every 2 weeks over there. But this is just like all the books that I read from January to April. I color it in based on like the color of the book. I've been really keeping up with this and I'm very, very excited for it. Now, I like it because it's very simplistic. This is my social media content, everything. I do have a separate planner that I use for work, but this is like what I do every single month. I have April, and then I have like every video I'm gonna do, every podcast episode for my dandelions and for my asters, because I do like different tiers over on Patreon. And then I have my TBR, and then, you know, it has like a weekly planner, which I haven't really been using all too much, but then I write down every single book at the back of each month. And then what I've really been loving is this part in particular. Now, I have been filling in with like my Canon mini printer a picture of the book, and then I fill in all of this, and I put tropes, the date I finished it, just like very detailed of all of that stuff. And I've been doing that, and so like February was purple, and then March was blue, and then January had pink titles of the book. That's how I can tell the difference of like what month we're on, obviously just like looking at the date. But I've been loving this. I've been keeping up with it. Like I said, I do journaling sprints over on my Patreon, and they just kind of watch it. Sometimes I just do a video with music. Sometimes I actually do a live stream. It depends on what I'm feeling for the day, honestly. But I've been really loving this. Now, I got a Kindle clicker for Christmas, I think it was. And this thing has really been helpful, but I stopped using it after a little while because I had to stand on the floor. Now, my friend Jess at Peace of Books, she just sent me this in April, but I still want to talk about it. It is a Kindle pillow. So it has a bowl that you can put like stuff in. I put like my phone, my Kindle clicker, and my Kindle sits in here. And this like sits on your lap and you can lay down and it goes with you. And honestly, it's a game changer. That's what I've been using, and it makes reading so much easier. I love the pink. She got this as a gift for me, but if I can find the Amazon link, I'll link it in the description box below with it. But this thing is a freaking game changer. Like, it really is a game changer, and I've been loving that. So, Kindle clicker, and that has been going really well because like having a stand, if I want to roll over, it's harder to like move the stand or like reposition it. With that, I just roll over and put it on my lap. So that's very, very, very helpful. So as well as I've gotten this for my phone. So I'm someone who I use a wireless charger every single night. I just put my phone down on top. I don't have to worry about like having a cord or anything, but I've been really pissed off that I can't use like a loopy case, so I don't have anything to like hold my phone like this. But I found out that there are these cases out there that have the MagSafe, right? But they also, PopSocket makes these things to where it has a magnet, and it's a pop socket that is easy to take on and off, and this like collapses. So if I just want to put it in my pocket like that, it collapses. And I've been holding my phone like this, and it is definitely helped me just when because I'm on my phone for social media a lot. That's a game changer. I think I got that at the end of January because I was like, I want one. I want a different pop socket. These are interchangeable. You can just like take this part off, not the whole magnet. But yeah, I like the pink case. My phone's also pink, so it kind of just goes with it. But that is the last like tech thing. Now, everything else I have to talk about is makeup, and I'm going to go through it really quickly. Now, I did get these two things, I think in, was it December when I visited Jess? We went to TJ Maxx and I saw these two things and I was like, wow, that's actually a really good price for it. So if you guys know Jaclyn Hill, she has a cosmetics brand, which I don't think is around anymore, but they had two of her things. Now, I'm a huge bronzer person. I love to contour my face, but because I'm very pale, it's hard to find a good contour color. And the other one that I was using kind of, you know, ran out. But I got this. Oh, it's glare, but it's the Jaclyn Hill blush and bronze duo, and it is like the perfect color for me, honestly. It's the perfect color. I know it's dirty. I use it literally every day, every time I put makeup on. And then she had one of her highlighters. So this is Spark. It's a very pretty packaging. All my fingerprints are all over it, but I really like this color. I really like this color. It really complements my skin tone really well. They did have other stuff, but I do like that. Now, I also showed this in a vlog, and a lot of people were like, ooh, what is that? So e.l.f. came out with these plumping lip like glosses. Like, I guess glosses are coming back. I used to know it was like matte lipstick was the thing, and I never got on that because it irritated my lips. But I can get on the gloss thing. Now, this, you like click it, and it's like a plumping, you put it on, and it's like, it tingles just a little bit. It's actually not that bad. Now, I'm actually wearing a different color because I just went to Ulta today, and I got a whole bunch of ones from ColourPop. So, I don't know, this is a dupe for maybe a higher end brand. And I do like this one, but I will tell you, I tried out that one. I like the ColourPop ones better. Has a better, it has like a minty scent. This doesn't really have a scent, but I was liking this up until today, which technically today's April. So from January through March, anytime I filmed, my lips were like glossy. It was this. Now, for skincare, I have like 4 products to talk about. I'm big into skincare. Now, I use way more products day and night than I probably should, but I have been using this depuffing eye cream because it has caffeine and collagen in it every morning. So I only use this in the morning, but I don't know the brand. I don't know what brand this is. You can read it right there, but this really actually, like, if I'm having, I get a lot of sleep or whatever the case may be, it really brightens up my under eye. So I know a lot of people are like, oh my god, your makeup always looks so good, blah, blah, blah. I literally just try out different things and see if it works. I also have been loving this brand, which I actually just got another thing from this brand at Ulta today. It's Good Molecules. It is actually a Korean brand. I used to only wear Korean makeup back in like 2015 because their skincare and their makeup was so good. But I feel like now the US industry has moved into a lot of that, like, I don't know, I used to be into all the makeup YouTubers and all of that stuff before I was on BookTube. So I know a lot of them, and I've tried out a lot of things that they said, but I used to only wear Korean stuff. But this is a Korean brand. I actually got this off of Amazon, but they actually sell it at my local Ulta now. But this is the hyaluronic acid serum. So I only put this on, I put this day and night. I started putting it on in the day, but I only put this on night. I do have a, oh my god, what is it called? Nice and something, pore minimizing one that I use in the morning. And I put this on there just because, like, I want pore minimizing for my makeup as much as possible. But I would use this serum. And then day and night, I started using this Power Essence Advanced Snail Power Essence from CoreRx, that's how I know it. This is what I've been using day and night. And I mean, I'm barely halfway through the bottle. And I've been using this every day, morning and night, since December. So, I got this at TJ Maxx, but you can actually get this on Amazon or whatever. I just saw it there and I was like, oh, let me grab it. But I also have been using this Stay All Night Micro Fine Setting Mist. I do have a blue one that I use when I'm sitting at the computer, but when I'm filming, I use this one. The blue one is for like blue light, but I like it because it is so fine. Watch. It also smells really good. So I think e.l.f. does have really good products, but this is a very fine mist. It doesn't feel like it's like sticking, and it's like $10. I did just get the Power Grip one from Ulta, so I'm going to be trying a lot of new things. So maybe in the next quarter I'll have more to talk about, but those are all of my first quarter favorites. I really hope you enjoyed this video. I'm kind of nervous to put this out there only because it's so different than some of the other content, but I hope you enjoyed the statistics. Just chatting about some of my favorite books, my favorite reading items, my favorite bookish items, my Kindle pillow, my Kindle pillow, my Kindle clicker, makeup, skincare, all of that, because everyone always is curious. So yeah, that's all I have for today's video. If you've made it this far, drop me a pink heart emoji because I'm very pink today and my cardigan has pink hearts. But thank you so much for watching. Make sure you like and subscribe for more content from me. As always, I hope you're living a novel life, and I will see you in my next one. Bye guys!